Did you know ranchers are very concerned about the nutrition of their livestock? I think maybe more than they are concerned about their own nutrition. Well, anyway, J.K. Yarborough is with us and is going to be talking about the 6 nutrients that the animals really need the most. And I guess we might start off. I've got corn in my hand here, and I grew up in an area where we had big corn farms, but we don't have big corn farms in Central Florida anyway.
No, sir, we don't. But like you say, we're talking about the 6 essential nutrients for all animal feeds. And so, like you said, you have the corn here in your hand. Well, that's representing carbohydrates, which play a key role, again, in nutrition. And so corn, being high in starch, breaks down into carbohydrates.
Yeah, so when we eat corn, we get the same thing.
That's right, yes, sir.
Which is kind of neat. So what's next here? Let me pick up this one here. What does this represent?
That's going to represent our protein.
Okay.
Proteins are built with amino acids, and some amino acids are essential, meaning that the animal's body doesn't produce them, so they has to get them from other sources, this being protein. Usually our proteins come from legume, such as soybean meal. Or
is that what this is, soybean meal?
In this case, this is actually a high protein ration that's already ready to be fed to animals.
I see.
But it has high concentration of protein meal in it, yes, or soybean meal.
You know, when I was thinking about protein and what the animals needed, I always thought alfalfa hay.
Yes, sir. Alfalfa is definitely the king forage for protein. And it was back then and it is today.
Still today.
It's still today, yes, sir. Everyone loves alfalfa because it is a legume and it's high in protein.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know I started off in dairy science, so I went through some of the same type of courses that JK went through here. Now, you have one other thing here. This is water.
Yes, sir. That's the most important nutrient.
Is it really?
It is. It's actually the cheapest and most abundant nutrient we have, but it's often the most overlooked.
Huh. Son of a gun. And it's just important that the animals always have water available to them.
Very important. Yes, sir.
And right here you have a neat book. You may not think it was neat, but it's just one of the feeding books that you had when you were in school.
Yes, sir. That book helped teach us all the importance of all of these 6 nutrients and how they tie together and how they work within the animal's digestive system to produce a better animal.
Yeah, I remember when I was in school, we had Morrison's Feed and Feeding, and you could put a whole diet together for the animals. But when I see you look at this book here, I think it became more complicated than when I had it.
Yes, sir. There's definitely been a lot of research that goes into animal nutrition.
That's neat. Okay, over here, let's pick this one up here. What's this?
That's going to represent our lipids, or fats, essentially.
Okay.
We have a required amount of fats that we need in our body, and then it's an example of oil that we can add into animal feeds, or we could feed them high seeds that are high in oil in themselves.
Yeah. Now, when you're mixing a feed up, do you think about adding each of these separate ingredients?
Yes, sir. You must think about adding all 6 ingredients at levels that the animal needs to meet their requirements.
I see. And what's in this jar here?
That's going to represent our minerals. Often our minerals are going to be essential or elemental forms usually. So animals prefer not to really eat those. So what we do is we actually add salt to them because animals, much like us, crave salt.
Yeah.
And so we add salt to our minerals. That way the animals will get an adequate amount of minerals in their diet.
Yeah. Do you still have salt blocks and things like that in the field? I remember they were kind of dark colored, which indicated that may have minerals with it?
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. A lot of times it's important to have what we call free choice or ad libitum salt and minerals, but usually it just require the minerals because they have enough salt in them to meet the animal's requirement.
Pick up that last one down there first and tell us what that represents.
Well, this is going to represent our final nutrient we need, which is minerals. Vitamins.
Vitamins,
and while the animals certainly don't take a daily gummy vitamin like this, we do have powder forms that we add into rations to make sure that they get all both fat-soluble and water-soluble vitamins.
JK, thank you very much. Lots of good information here. And now you know, making up an animal feed or formula is very complicated. You have to go back to the books to learn it these days. Just don't go out there and send them out into the pasture. So now you know, if you want more information, contact your extension office. JK would be happy to help you.